Navneet Education has clocked gains of almost 10% in the last 5 trading sessions. The stock has also advanced over 50% so far in this year. The counter did see a flat September quarter this time around, with an 11% dip coming in its bottom line numbers. What does the road ahead for the company look like? To answer this and to discuss the growth outlook for Navneet Education, joining us now on the show is the Managing Director of the company, Mr. Ganesh Gala. Mr. Gala, good morning to you and appreciate you joining us today on BloombergQuint. My first question is, your publishing business, there's been a 10% growth which one saw in the first half of this financial year. Quarter 2 is seasonally subdued for a company like yours. Just want to check, how does the second half look like? Can we expect a double-digit growth?
Yes, so overall, though in the first 2 quarters we have completed around 70% of our revenue for the full year. So to grow in double digit, it means we need to really grow excellently well in next 2 quarters. Having said that, I still believe that we are aiming at around 12 to 13% growth for the current year.
Okay, Mr. Gala, we were expecting some spillover of revenues owing to the delay in publishing of the Standard 9 textbooks by the Maharashtra board. How much of that has panned out in the second quarter?
Yeah, so second quarter, on account of that, lots of revenue did come. But I would say we have not been able to publish all the titles that should have come. Many of the textbooks did come in the month of August also. So very fag end of the September also we launched a couple of products, the results of which we are seeing in the third quarter. So overall we believe the momentum which had slowed down because of unavailability of the products when the schools reopen, that will be now throughout the year. And the other thing that I should tell you here, that since we did not come out with the titles in time when schools reopened, the parents or the students did not thereafter bought the products as and when it came. So we are seeing even third and fourth quarter during the exams also, students and parents will continue to buy. And therefore, I am quite optimistic about growth of 12 to 13%.
All right, so looking at a growth of 12 to 13%, but let's also talk about your export business. Could you tell us the revenue breakup from there and what are the prospects from the export markets?
Yeah, so normally we export stationery products. Now, as far as our total revenue is concerned, that contributes nearly 24-25% of our revenue. This year, particularly because of the rupee appreciation, 2 things happened. The orders that we were expecting to get at the appreciated value rupee, we could not get enough. And secondly, the margins on the supplied products or revenue that we generated also reduced again because of the rupee appreciation. So as far as exports are concerned, we may be able to we will be rather degrow by around 10%. And margin wise, the reduction in particularly from export business will be as low as 40% reduction.
Mr. Gala, the first half did see a substantial amount of weakness when it comes to your stationery products business. And again, this is largely on account of the implementation of GST and the impact. I want to understand is that whether or not we can expect that recovery to come in the second half this financial year.
Yeah, so fourth quarter we expect very good recovery, and the GST impact which we believed that will really be benefiting the organized sector very soon, that seems to have delayed a bit. And now as per the plans or the market reports that I am getting, the fourth quarter should be really very good. So overall in the domestic stationery, which is again 25% of our revenue, there we should be growing around 15% in the current year. And because of that, the major growth will come from the fourth quarter that we are very sure about.
Mr. Gala, do you think the margins from the stationery business, which have been on the lower side, will continue to dilute your overall margins going ahead as well?
So as far as domestic stationery is concerned, this year in particular, there will be revenue growth, not the margin growth, because we are experimenting various other activities to promote sales across India. But overall, as a stationery, the margin would reduce from here because of the exports, which is taking away lot of margins from the total stationery business. So overall stationery, which we were doing around 10-11% EBITDA margin, may come down to around 8% EBITDA margin.
Gala, there's also the case about the NCERT, where it's updated its entire syllabus after 10 years. How will this pan out for your company, since you're primarily into supplementary of books in the states of Maharashtra and Gujarat?
Unfortunately, penetration of NCERT or so-called CBSE schools in Maharashtra and Gujarat is very low, and therefore Navneet actually does not have any product, supplemental product to the NCERT textbooks. So that will have really no impact to us. Having said that, now the new acquisition that we did, Britannica, now called IndiaNika, there we are increasing our product portfolio based on the new curriculum guidelines which are being framed. So over next 3 years, we are likely to see very good growth in our subsidiary, which is IndiaNika.
Mr. Gala, since you're talking about IndiaNika, that contributed about 6% to your revenues in FY17. Could you tell us what can that number be in FY18?
So again, this year, this being just the first full year of operation for Navneet, we have given only 5% growth in revenue to the team. Subsequently, thereafter, we have very aggressive targets to them. This is the year of consolidation for us, and where we would rather try and consolidate, particularly on manufacturing or printing and logistics. And subsequently, then we will try and leverage various other synergies that we can have. And simultaneously, from next year, with new range of products that we have, we will be able to grow upward of 25 to 30% CAGR.
Right, Mr. Gala, there's also a lot of curiosity with respect to your e-learning business via the digital space. How much does that contribute to your revenue and your EBIT? And have you received any government orders for the same? And if you could also give us a little more in terms of outlook from this particular area of business.
So that's a better question to focus on a couple of years, because in short term, we are seeing that adoption level among the teacher is increasing, but that's not really enough to show substantial growth. But what we have been witnessing is, since the adoption level among teacher is increasing, the adoption level among students are increasing much faster, and therefore Navneet has introduced several B2C products for the market. No doubt, today we have only for Maharashtra, Gujarat, but there are clear-cut plans in next 2 years to roll out for a couple of other states. So we will have couple of B2C products, and from there we are going to see good momentum.
There's been a marked increase that one has seen when it comes to the raw material prices that was seen in the first half of this year. Could you tell us what are these materials specifically, and can we expect some sort of stability over the next few quarters when it comes to the input cost?
So the peak levels of the raw material, which is paper, had reached in March 2017. Thereafter, it came down by around 5 to 6% across board. That has again started moving up, and we have still not reached the peak level which we saw in March 2017. But as per our understanding, the raw material costs are further going to go up. But as a publisher or as a stationery manufacturer, frankly, we are not that much worried. It will be the impact of a raw material hike will be to each and every one of us, and as a normal practice, we always pass that on to the end consumers.
Well, Mr. Gala, that's all I have for you. Thank you for joining us and taking us through the outlook for Navneet Education.